just as we decided to do a live video, someone with a leaf blower has started up outside. So, yeah, it's always nice. It's always good timing. Anyway, we wanted to share, as the little title says, 3 surprising fat loss tips for midlifers. But the reason we're doing this is because we're super excited. We've been having like little consult calls with so many of you recently for our program, which we're going to tell you a little bit about in a minute. But some of the things that have come up, it's really interesting. So many things are really similar, and we wanted to share some of those. Hi, Geraldine. Wanted to share some of those things with you now. So, first off, one of our first surprising fat loss tip for midlifers is, drum roll,
eat more protein and healthy fats. Now, the reason for this is when we eat protein and fats, it triggers the production of a hormone called leptin, which is the I'm full hormone. So while our program is all about making like long-term sustainable change, obviously some of those changes can take a while to bed in. You know, if we're going to change beliefs or habits, they take a while. But then we also work with like hacks and tricks. And this is one. Eat more protein and healthy fats and prioritize it above carbohydrates when you're eating your meal. So, for example, if you had a plate of food with like potatoes and vegetables, but then your salmon fillets and avocado, eat the salmon and avocado first. Healthy fats, protein is going to trigger your leptin and send the I'm full signal to the brain much sooner than if you were to eat all the vegetables and potatoes first.
And actually, I need to share this with you. I was just talking to a client. I was doing a coaching call earlier on. And if you're listening, I am using you as an example again. So she was saying to me, I can't actually believe how like full I am. So we've got her on a meal plan. She was like, I can't believe how full I feel. Really surprised. Hi, Rosie. Really surprised that she's feeling so full. And she was like, why is that? I've always been so hungry. And I'm like, that's because we've got more protein in your diet, and also we're front loading the carbohydrates in the day, but actually making sure that every meal has really good fat and protein to trigger that leptin, so she's feeling fuller.
Top tip, if you are hungry in the day and you want a snack, and your usual snack is reaching for the crisps, the cookies, the chocolate, really good quality peanut butter. Peanut butter that is just
done this.
Nuts, a tiny like teaspoonful, because that is all healthy fats and protein. And if you have a bit of that, wait like 20 minutes. It will send the I'm full triggers to your brain.
Hi, Kelly. Lovely to see you. I was just actually, I was talking about my other client, but this goes to the same for you, Kelly, actually. Big shout out to you. Talking about protein and actually how much the meal plan that we've put you on is actually helping you feel fuller for longer, and actually that's to do with the amount of protein that's now in your diet, and it's triggering leptin, but I've spoken to you all about that before, so we were just touching on that, Kelly. Second tip is actually around resistance training. So one of the things we see a lot with midlifers is if they have exercised before, one of the things they're doing is just cardio. And the thing is, as we age and we get to midlife, our muscle mass and our bone density starts to decrease quite considerably. And one of the things that really happens is people avoid doing resistance training. And when we say resistance training, I mean like weighted stuff. It can be body weight, it can be just a kettlebell, all stuff that you can do at home. But people don't necessarily feel particularly confident doing that. So that's what we do as well, is to try and give people some simple exercises to build up their muscle strength, because that does what? When you've got more muscle,
increases your metabolic rate. Excuse me.
Oh, hello.
Well, that's the peanut butter. That's because muscle is highly metabolic, meaning it burns a lot of energy even at rest, whereas the fat burn from fat, the calorie burn from fat is, of course, negligible. Actually,
I have a little statistic for you. Every day, 1 pound of muscle mass burns 35 to 50 calories, whereas a pound of fat in a day is 5 to 10 calories. So there we are. If there's any more excuse to actually add resistance training into your schedule, then there's one right there.
That, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a twofold effect, actually, because by adding the lean muscle mass, you're increasing your metabolic rate, meaning you are burning more calories even at rest. But the other thing is resistance training is quite intensive on your glycogen and glucose stores, meaning, again, you're burning more calories while you're training.
Absolutely. And also with more muscle, you look more defined and your body shape will change. This is one thing I found so much is I was the cardio queen in my 20s and my body shape didn't change. It is only doing resistance training that will sculpt your body, and that's what we want, because we want to feel good and look good naked. Right, okay, the final tip is actually a mindset one. And it is around stress. Hi, Tina. It's around stress, actually. So do you want to kind of dive into it? And I'll...
Yeah, just did a post on this. So
I know,
stress,
that's why
as we know, is not great. And when we're stressed, we release a cocktail of hormones, but the main one that we're going to focus on now is cortisol. It's the main stress hormone. It's our get up and go. So it's meant to get us going in the morning. Our cortisol levels should be elevated in the morning. It's basically turning on the engine, firing up the system for the day. Of course, a lot of us tend to live in a moderate to high stress response all the time, which we're not designed to do. That could just be, you know, work pressures, family pressures, being locked up at home, anxiety of what's going on around you. So cortisol levels remain elevated all the time. What's that mean? It basically... interacts with a whole load of other hormones, including insulin, but when we're elevated for a long time, we start to become more insulin resistant, which means we're not as effective at utilising our energy, which means we become, in turn, more likely to lay down fat. In particular, we lay it down around the abdominal region with cortisol. And get this, belly fat actually contains an enzyme which can reactivate inactive cortisol. So in effect, the more fat you store in the belly, the more you can produce more cortisol. So we want to learn how to break that cycle. One is get rid of the fat. The other is actually to reduce the stress.
Yes.
And the two have interplay with each
Exactly.
other.
So that's why it's so important whenever we work with any clients, whether it's one-to-one, whether it's our retreats or in groups. It's really important.
Oh, get some love for that.
It's really important that we teach people practical strategies to bring down the stress levels. Like James has got a huge background in psychology, NLP. I was also a stress management consultant. So it's really important. It affects your mind and your body are interchangeable. They are inextricably linked, basically. So this is driving this machine. So we've got to bring those stress levels down, calm ourselves down so that the body responds in the way we want it to. Are you all right? Is that peanut butter?
On the peanut butter. So linked in with that as well, of course, if you're doing the resistance training, it's important to make sure you're getting adequate recovery time as well.
Yes. So actually, again, just on the central nervous system, we always break up plans and schedules for clients with adequate rest, because we don't want to put too much stress on the central nervous system. We see that people going wrong all the time there, raising their cortisol levels through that, piling on the stress and the cortisol and all that sort of stuff. So they're the tips we wanted to share with you, because we've been having so many wonderful conversations with you all. James shared some on his page yesterday, so they're totally different, some of the ones that came up there. So if you want to check those out, please go over to James's page and listen to some of the other tips that we gave from some of the calls that we'd had. But if all of that sounds like something you're kind of interested in, then we wanted to share with you, the reason we're having these calls is because we've just literally launched it's basically 60-day plan to help midlifers specifically lose belly fat, feel good naked, and regain control of their lifestyle, so there's more balance, all without making too many sacrifices, because we know, again, you are highly stressed and you don't have very much time. And this program is based around 3 main pillars.
Yeah, the first pillar is that this is science-based, so this is what we're just talking to you about now.
Hi, Brian.
It's things
Hi,
like
Alex.
prioritising protein, prioritising healthy fats in your diet over carbohydrates, making sure you're loading your carbohydrates earlier in the day, if fat loss is your main aim, which for most of you in midlife it is. It's about using sensible and effective training techniques. So making sure that we're doing resistance training to build muscle mass, increase metabolism, and preserve our strength and our bone density as we age, and also help keep our declining hormone levels, human growth hormone and sex hormones, higher as we age. Training will do that. but also making sure we're doing it in the right cadence, the right rhythm, with the adequate recovery times as well.
Well, it's really important to say that is why this is different, right? Because we are midlifers ourselves. We've worked with midlifers. We've worked with midlifers for the last 10 years. And we know this stuff works and gets results because it's not based around fads or fake promises or pseudoscience.
No skinny sprinkles here.
No, this is based around like solid research, and it's based around the body, the mindset, and like all the hormonal changes that are going on for midlife. So it's not faddy or fake promises or pseudoscience. It's really important to say that what makes it different is it's not cookie cutter.
Yeah, exactly. So we're giving everyone their own bespoke workout designed around your lifestyle, the time you have available, the equipment you have available, which at the moment, obviously not of many people, most of you can't get to gyms or use weights. So
Hi, Jennifer.
We're doing bespoke workout programs for everyone to maximise the results.
Exactly. And the other side of it is the mindset stuff. So again, we can't outdo, we say this a lot, we have a bundle of beliefs and behaviours that make up our personality, make up our lifestyle and everything. So basically what we need to do is look at these, because actually, you might have heard us say this before, everything you ever want in life, including the fitness, health and well-being you want, it is 80% mental, 80% mindset, 20% actually doing. Because this is what we find. It's okay having the goal and doing all these things, but actually if your self-identity, the things that you believe about yourself, aren't in line with where you're trying to go, you can't outdo that. So that's what we work on. We work on self-identity. We work on things like behaviours that you do, like self-sabotage. Thank you. Self-sabotage, communications, relationship. We even look at obviously sleep and all that sort of stuff. But the mindset stuff and stress management is really, really key. So that's part of our mastering the mindset. And the final one
is less is more.
Less
because,
is
again,
more.
as we hit middle age, we can't train or eat like we did in our 20s. You're not going to get away with stuffing in cheeseburgers and fries and then trying to do like horrendous workouts every day. You're just going to crash your central nervous system, go into cortisol overload, all the rest of it. So it's about short, effective workouts and plenty of recovery time and living your life in balance, because at the end of the day, life is to be enjoyed as well.
Exactly. So we've just wanted to let you know what we're up to and to give you a little bit of value, a little bit of tips there. And if you are interested in having like a free conversation with us, I'm going to put the little link to our calendar underneath this video, so you can just go in and book a time that's good for you. 30 minutes, we'll talk you through some bits and pieces, but we've already got some really exciting, lovely people on board already. Awesome. We'll be doing
thank you, Brian.
We'll be doing group calls with you. It's really, really exciting, and James and I can't wait to share this with the world, basically. Anyway, we'll see you really soon, and we're sending you so much love.
Have a wonderful afternoon.
Bye-bye.